Well, hello everybody. I hope everybody is having a blessed and beautiful day today. So, today's another day. It's beautiful. The Lord is still King. He is still coming, and we are still His children, right? So, I wanted to just share something with you that I came across yesterday, and actually a few things. This one was talking about an apartment building in Ventura, California, I believe. Yeah, Ventura, California, that the entire building was shut down and people were forced to stay inside. All of their keypads were shut off so they couldn't get out, and then guards were standing by the front of their apartment building door so that nobody could leave. So I want to read this for you. This is off of citizensjournal.us. It says, Forest County COVID-19 lockdown of Ventura apartment building. I'm not going to say where it's at because it gives the address. On July 17th, Ventura County forcibly locked down a 7-story public housing apartment building. You can view the lockdown order and a letter from the building manager below. I'll read what the letter states, and then I'll put a picture up also. The order claims the authority emanates from California Code 12030 and 120175. It says the order shall remain in force until rescinded by health officer in writing. Violation or failure to comply with this order may result in civil detention and is a misdemeanor punishable by imprisonment, fine, or both. We were told that the letter from the apartment manager states that the building is locked down, quarantine is mandatory until test results are received. No one is allowed in or out of the building except essential workers, and that COVID-19 testing in the building is mandatory. Okay, so there's a picture of what this order is, and I'll read it. It says, COVID-19 quarantine order. The Ventura County Public Health Officer hereby orders that all residents of this particular apartment building, immediately be quarantined at the location listed above. The basis for this order is that the health officer has determined that you are suspected of having been exposed to or confirmed to have COVID-19. You are being quarantined for COVID-19 at the address listed above under the authority of the California Health and Safety Code section, and then I read it for you. You shall not go beyond this lot line of the place of quarantine, or if you live in an apartment, the walls confine of your apartment. You shall not put yourself in contact with any person other than a physician, a health officer, persons authorized by health officer, or household members. If you require medical attention while in quarantine for COVID-19, you must contact your medical provider or intended medical facility to alert them of your COVID-19 quarantine order before visiting the office or facility. If you travel by ambulance, you must notify the paramedics that you are under quarantine order. This order shall remain in force until rescinded by health officer in writing. Violation or failure to comply with this order may result in civil detention. So I wonder what would happen if people refused to take the test, like I would. I would say no. Okay, then this says, urgent Ventura County Public Health mandatory COVID-19 testing and quarantine. Dear residents, due to the recent COVID-19 virus outbreak at this apartment building, the Ventura County Public Health Department has ordered mandatory COVID-19 testing and quarantine for all residents at this location. Mandatory COVID-19 tests will be at the whatever room on Friday, July 17th between the hours of 9 and 11. All residents residing in this apartment building must, in bold capital letters, be tested for the COVID-19 virus. After testing has been completed, all residents must quarantine, bold capital letters, in their unit until test results are received. More information will be provided as it becomes available. Effective immediately, This apartment building has been placed on lockdown. Except for essential workers, no one will be able to enter or exit the building during the lockdown. Security personnel will be posted on all entrances of the building 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. All resident key cards will be deactivated during the lockdown. Please be aware that this apartment building is a non-smoking building and smoking will not be permitted in common areas and units. If you have any questions, you can call this number. All right. We spoke to the Ventura County Health Officer, Robert Levine, who told us he was unfamiliar with the details and would get back to us shortly. He called within a half hour and told us the following. The building is run by the Ventura County Housing Authority and has elderly and behavioral health cases living there within the 74 units in total, mostly singles. Some residents are mobile, some are not. A resident was hospitalized and tested positive for COVID-19. The building management went on full alert. Common areas had already been shut down, but they also disabled the key pads, and residents couldn't get back in if they left and returned. Some called the police, who told the management they couldn't do that. So the county health department was involved and quarantined the place in management's request. 2 more residents became ill and tested positive. The laundry area was then closed. After the test results came in, only 1 more positive. The lockdown was rescinded, but residents were asked to avoid interaction, going out, and wear a mask and social distance. All right. So they closed this apartment building down. What would have happened had there been a fire and your keypads don't work and they can't get out? This is just crazy. They're locking people in now and forcing mandatory testing. This is nuts. And then I tried to share this different article on my Facebook, and Facebook wouldn't allow it. And it just shows that they are trying to hide what's going on. You know, and the title of this one is kind of the same. It says California apartment building lockdown under mandatory quarantine of all residents with mandatory COVID-19 testing, all key cards deactivated, security guards posted at entrances during lockdowns. That particular one they would not allow. I had to go around it and find it on Google and find the information. There was another article I wanted to read for you. Let me get it for you really quick. Okay, this one comes from CBS Boston. It says Massachusetts bar and other phase 4 businesses won't reopen without coronavirus test or vaccine. I'm not going to read this whole thing because it's a long one, but it says phase 4 is therapeutics or a vaccine. Barker reiterated Thursday when asked by a reporter if there was any chance that some of those businesses could reopen early. The governor simply replied no. Texas and Florida have ordered reopened bars to shut down again after seeing the surge of coronavirus cases. Infectious disease expert Anthony Fauci. The coronavirus treatment needs to enable resumption of a new normal, the New World Order, in order to trigger phase 4, according to the state. Dr. Fauci said, there's no guarantee that there will be a safe... Oh, man. It jumped. Now I gotta find my place again. Oh, I can't find my place again. It jumped. Hang on. Well, heck, I can't find the thing. Oh, wait, here we go. Okay, phase 4, according to Dr. Fauci, said that there's no guarantee there will be a safe and effective vaccine soon, but he's hopeful that a vaccine will be available by 2021, but they're actually coming out with it this year. So there's that one. There was another one coming up here. U.S. signs contract for December delivery of first 100 million doses of COVID-19 vaccines being developed by Pfizer. And there was something else. Gosh, what was it? Seattle is announced Tuesday that plans are underway and it jumped again. Okay, underway to dismantle the county's current justice system, do away with the Seattle jail and juvenile detention facility, and replace incarceration with social welfare programs. So they're taking the people out of the jail. And let's see, the executive's proposal calls for a phased closing of the Seattle jail after the COVID pandemic is brought under control. The county also planned to shut down the Children and Family Justice Center's secure detention facility entirely and repurpose the juvenile containment space for community programs. Kind of sounds like FEMA, doesn't it? Really sounds like FEMA. Let's see here. Phasing out centralized youth detentions is no longer a goal in the far distance. We have made extraordinary progress, and we have evolved to believe that even more can be done. Jail is where lower level criminals sentenced to less than a year of incarceration serve their time. However, dangerous felons awaiting trial for murder, rape, and other violent crimes are also held at the county jail while they are awaiting trial. Okay. Okay. So basically they want everybody out. Yeah, that's what they want. They want to close the jail and let everybody out. Smart thing to do, right? Okay. There was some more I wanted to read. Here's the one that I was looking for, and then it brought up something that I didn't think of before. This comes from the Denver Post. Boulder, Colorado will require students to be tested for COVID-19 before moving into the dorms. University is also considering whether to mandate all students to be tested for the virus. They're trying to open up the schools and to let the kids go back to school. I have a feeling that for the college students is not going to only be for the college students. I have a feeling because they're already mandating that the kids have to wear masks for 8 hours a day in class. So I just watched a video of a teacher that isn't allowed to have any papers because they're not supposed to pass the papers back and forth, and she has to take out all of the bookshelves, all the games, everything, because the kids aren't allowed to share it. They're not allowed to touch it. And she said, because they're not allowed to share paper, pass it back and forth, it's going to be on the computer anyway. And she said the difference is that the kids have to sit in a mask, these 10-year-olds, because she's a 5th grade teacher. She said 10 and 11-year-olds will have to sit in class all day long and wear a mask because it's mandatory. And I was thinking about that as I was reading the article about the college students having to take a COVID test. And I have a feeling that there is going to be forced coronavirus testing on the kids that are in school, whether parental guidance or parental suggestion is allowed. I have a feeling they're going to do it behind the parents' back. We've seen cases already where they're taking kids from parents' homes that are testing positive. They're putting them in these other facilities or whatever, or they are planning to or wanting to, like California. So if you have these kids that are in class that are having mandatory COVID testing without the parents' knowledge, we already know that they are lying about some of the numbers that are coming out from the CDC. And so you have these kids that are testing positive, and they're not going to be allowed to go home because they're positive. I see disaster headed our way. I see, a great big, because people want everything to be back to normal so much. They want everything to go back as it was, and it's not. This is what they have been calling this the new normal for a while, and they're getting people used to saying, oh, this is our new normal, and not realizing that this really is our new normal. This is the New World Order agenda that is being enforced, and you just want to be able to have your life back so much that you're willing to send your kids to school wearing a mask for 8 to 10 hours a day, not being able to play with their friends. I mean, can you think of how lunchtime's going to be? Recess is gone because you can't play with each other. You can't go outside for recess. You can't play on the playground. You can't eat lunch together in the lunchroom because you have to be separated. You can't, be a kid and be normal. Be a normal kid. You can't do anything. You can't play sports. You can't do anything on the field while you're a kid. Just usher in the New World Order. Usher in everything that is about ready to take place, because everybody wants everything back to normal. This is crazy. I can see it 100 miles ahead. This is going to be bad. This is going to be really bad. And, we know that the masks make people sick. What happens when the kids can't wear a mask? I mean, this is going to be really bad, guys. So anyways, I wanted to share those articles with you, and I have some pictures that I'm going to post up, and it makes a lot of sense. There's a few that are asking, if this disease is if this virus is so deadly, why isn't there any disposable boxes for our masks and our gloves if it's so deadly or whatever. And then there's another picture that it's really interesting. So anyways, I'm going to leave that with you guys. And I want to thank you guys for sticking with me and sticking up with me and sticking up for me and just supporting me and being there for me and praying for me. Life happens, things happen, and sometimes they take a turn for the worst, and sometimes you have to, take care of a few things, and you have to let things be known. But ultimately, I don't want to stay in that position. I don't want to stay stuck in that position. I want to move forward and just continue on in my journey with you guys, and share my truth with you guys, and share, what the Lord wants me to reveal to you. And if it encourages you, that's amazing. And if it doesn't, I'm sorry. If you don't like my content, or if you don't like videos that I have put out, you are not being forced to stay. You do not have to listen. But on this channel, I love, and I, in bold capital letters, will say that I love prophecy, and I talk about it quite often and very frequently. I share end times articles, prophetic articles. I share a lot of stuff about Jesus returning. So if you don't want to be on that journey, if you don't like prophecy, if you don't like end time stuff, then this channel is probably not going to be for you. So anyways, I just wanted to thank you guys for your support and your love. So anyways, with that, I love you. And until next time, may you be richly blessed.